Good morning, everyone, once again. I think here more as is would I say a solution provider, someone who just noticed and thank you very much, sir. Someone who has noticed that this has been a problem in our educational system. I'll be speaking on higher education, our future, and transforming education with and for girls in Niger State. I've not really gone that deep in the educational system, but it is something I have experienced in my life. I attended an all-girls school, Federal Government Girls College, Abaji in Abuja, and over time, it was a challenge for girls. Although when we go for things like FEDCO and the rest of it, it was problematic because they'll just see us as, are you relevant to this, what is going on in our society? How much can you contribute? What are you even doing in sports? By the way, sports is just, should I say, the least of the problems. There are things that girls have been limited to. It's women can do it now. They can do it, and we allow them, we give them the opportunity, we give them the chance. We support them. My daughter is in school, but aside her books, what other thing is she doing as your daughter? What other clubs and society is she a part of? Have you bothered to ask her that question? Aside your books, what are you doing? It's not just about reading, because every girl in school, she's just, my dad, you know, when you introduce certain innovations to them, even as cool as robotics sounds, when you bring it to them, they'll tell you, oh, my parents, oh, my mother, I can't engage in this. I can't come out for certain extracurricular activities because by the time I'm home, yes, we understand, like our first speaker said, character. We understand character has to be inculcated because once you train a woman, you have trained an entire community. Agree with me or not? You have trained an entire community because not to say fathers are not trying. Kudos to all the fathers in the house. You're doing well. We appreciate you so much and we love you so much. But how much time do you spend with the children when you are back from work? The mother is the one who is available 2/4/7, whether she likes it or not. It is not an option. It is a way of life. That is how she has been programmed. I'll be making references, like I said, he had already said most of the things I wanted to say. She has been programmed that it's all about my children. When I'm back from work, check our mothers at home. Once she's back from work, oh, what are we going to eat? That is the next question she asked. What are we going to do? What assignments do you have? What did you learn at school today? That is how she has been programmed. And the next day, even if she has her own job, which sometimes they don't do too much because she say, I can't do this because my children are at home. Even if she's at occasions, at events, she's being observant of time because she's fighting so hard to go back home to her children. These are people that will grow years later and come back to us in the society. She cannot teach what she does not know. Education, what she has in her head, that is what she'll teach. I can't tell you what I don't know. It's not possible. So what have you what have you put in the mind of your daughter? What have you taught her? What have you placed as an issue of importance in her life for her to breed the next generation? I think you should pay more attention
as regards to education in your daughters than your sons. Because a man can train, let's say 10, 15 in his lifetime, but a woman, either directly or indirectly, she's training 100, she's training a 150. Sometimes she would be in the environment, oh, don't do that, subconsciously, because she already sees that child as her own. She's imagining, oh, my child is at home, what is he doing? Or when he's in the society, if I don't correct this one, how will they treat mine outside? These are things that we need to pay attention to. We should educate, not just in the classroom. We should inculcate these things in girl child. It is very, very important. This call to action is a blueprint, most importantly, that helps to achieve transformational shift in education. First, we are calling on government to invest more in data and evidence and to use it more strategically. That means disaggregating data to see the impact of gender and how it intersects with other characteristics, likes, disabilities, ethnicity, and economic status. We also need to use data to measure changes in norms, attitudes, and practices. Second, we need to transform education policy and education financing explicitly, including actions to advance gender equality in sector plans, programs, and budget allocations. In the recent years, we have seen real progress in the state of the country. Niger State, our home, is lagging behind in this development due to lack of an inclusive government. Third, we need to transform learning environment if we want girls, boys, and children in all their diversity to stay in school and learn. We must ensure that schools are safe, inclusive learning spaces for every child. For example, improving water sanitation and menstrual hygiene services can make a big difference in retaining girls in school. And we need to do much more to prevent and respond to gender-based violence in and around our school. Other shifts, including school meals and services to support health and well-being, can help ensure that all girls and all children are ready to learn, especially those who are living in fragile settings. Fourth, we need to transform teaching and learning, eliminating gender biases and stereotypes from teaching and learning materials would help break entrenched norms that limit girls and boys. So we're equipping teachers and learners with training tools so they can promote gender equality. Transforming teaching and learning also means achieving gender equality in education workforce at all professional levels. As we see other countries, female teachers are critical in reaching all girls with education wherever they are. And all teachers should be fairly compensated and given training and support their needs to do their jobs, especially those working in the most challenging setting. First, we need to transform how we engage with and empower children and young people to ensure that their education meets their aspirations. Everything we do at the Landlord Foundation, we do with and for young people. They have a right to be heard and have a right for their voices to be represented in decisions that concerns them at every level, at home, in school, in the workplace, and in the corridors of power. To paraphrase in the words of Mr. Sonny Otate, we aren't listening to the young people so we can feel good about ourselves. We are listening because they can help us change the norms and institutions that hold them back. We need to invest in helping them build their skills, their capacity to lead, and to fund their work to help shape education for the better. Sixth, we need to transform engagement with stakeholders and supporting stronger coordination and body collaboration across sectors. This work engages us all in education ministries and civil societies, in grassroots youth organizations and gender rights groups, in private sector and in international communities. We need to do more to leverage our comparative advantages and individual strengths to advance gender equality both in and through education. Finally, we need to transform ourselves. This means expanding institutional and human capacity, so education sector staff have the knowledge and tools embedded in gender transformation in all their work. And it means promoting women leadership to the highest levels of education administration. It also means holding ourselves accountable for achieving results. And finally, Oga Landlord Foundation is open to working with partners to establish a global platform that will monitor progress against commitment. It will also highlight gaps in service provision and financing and the draw on the latest evidences and ideas to drive innovations. We invite our partners to join this critical effort to drive transformative leadership and accountability. The stakes are too high to sit on the sidelines. We call on you today not to join this effort, but to help lead this effort. Together we can achieve gender equality and empower girls and women to transform education for every child. Thank you.